Can you show me how you'd open the bonnet and tell me how you check the engine has sufficient oil?
To open the bonnet on a Kia Stonic, there's a little catch here on the driver's side. Pull it towards you and you'll hear the bonnet pop. Once you've popped the bonnet, come round to the front, there's a little catch just by the Kia badge. Slide it across and it opens the bonnet. You then have a little stick here, goes into the hood and that'll hold it open. This orange ring is your dipstick. Pull it out and wipe it clean with a cloth. Put it back into the same place and then take it out again and check to see if the oil is between the minimum and the maximum markings. If you need to top up the oil, it's located underneath this cover. It can be a bit stiff, but give it a good pull and take the cover off. The oil will go into here. Line up the holes on the cover, give it a good push and it will clip back into place.
Can you open the bonnet and tell me how the engine has sufficient coolant?
This is your engine coolant and you just check that the liquid is in between the minimum and maximum markings.
Can you open the bonnet and tell me how you check that you have a safe level of hydraulic brake fluid?
This is your brake fluid and you just check that the liquid is in between the minimum and maximum markings.
Tell me how you check the brakes are working before you start a journey.
Yeah, so I would just press the brake pedal to see how it feels. It shouldn't feel too loose or spongy or slack. And when you start to move off when you're driving, the car shouldn't be veering to one side.
Can you tell me where you would find the information for the recommended tyre pressures of this car and how your tyre pressures can be checked?
I would check the manual of the car to see what the tyre pressures should be, and then I will check each tyre individually, and you can use one of the air pumps at petrol stations.
Can you tell me how you would make sure your head restraint is correctly adjusted so it does provide the best protection in the event of a crash?
You just push your head against it to see how it feels, and then you have like adjusters, you can move it. You pretty much want to set it so that it feels comfortable and the top of your ear is roughly in the middle of the headrest.
Can you tell me how you would check the tyres to ensure they have sufficient tread depth and that their general condition is safe to use on the road?
To make sure there are no lumps or bumps, cuts or bulges, and your tread depth cannot be any less than 1.6 millimetres.
Can you tell me how you would check that the headlights and taillights are working? You don't need to exit the vehicle.
You use this stalk to turn on the lights, and then you get out of the car and you check they're working at the front, and the red ones at the back are working also.
Can you tell me how you would check that there was a problem with your anti-lock braking system?
When you start the engine, the warning lights all come up on the dashboard. If the ABS light stays on, then you know there's a problem.
Can you tell me how you would check the direction indicators are working? You don't need to exit the vehicle.
Just going to turn the indicators on and then get out of the car and check each bulb individually to make sure it works. The easiest thing to do is to press this button, which is the hazards, so it turns on both the left and the right indicators at the same time.
Can you tell me how you check that the brake lights were working on this car?
Make sure you have the ignition on, the electrics, and then pressing the brake pedal, you have someone stand at the back of the car to let you know if they're working or not. If you're on your own, then have something reflective behind your vehicle so that when you press the brake pedal, you can check for the reflections in your mirrors.
Can you tell me how you check the power assisted steering is working before you start a journey?
When the engine's off, the steering wheel is very stiff. When you turn the engine on, it should become noticeably lighter, and that's how you know it's working.
Can you tell me how you'd switch on the rear fog light? And also explain to me when you might use it. You don't need to exit the vehicle.
Your fog light is on the stalk here. They only work when your headlights are on. So you'd have to turn the headlights on and then switch this for the fog lights. And you only need to use your fog lights if visibility is reduced to 100 meters or less.
Can you tell me how you'd switch your headlight from a dipped beam to a main beam? And how would you know this is on when you're here inside the car?
Turning the headlights on is your dipped beam, and then you just push this stick away from you, which changes it to main beam. I know it's changed to main beam because there is a blue light that comes on the dashboard, but it changes from blue to green when it goes from dipped to main.
When it's safe to do so, show me how you would wash the front windscreen.
Pull the stick towards you and it will wash and wipe automatically.
When you're happy to do so, can you show me how you would wash the rear windscreen?
Push the stick away from you and it will wash and wipe automatically.
When you're happy to do so, show me how you'd use the horn. Not too loud, we don't want to scare anybody. When you're ready, show me how you'd open and close a side window. Not too much, just had my hair done, don't want it blowing everywhere. Misty. When you're happy to do so, show me how you would demist the front window. When you're happy to do so, show me how you would demist the rear window. When you're happy to do so, show me how you turn on your headlights.
Twist the light stick all the way round and then all the way back again.